What's up, people? One Up Punch here. So, in the year 2025, let's go ahead and talk about a demo that I've been playing a little bit of called Beyond Citadel. What I'm showing you right now is not Beyond Citadel. This is actually the precursor before Beyond Citadel, and this is called The Citadel. This game was released August 5th, 2020 by the same developer. I think it was doekuramori, I think it was. And they made Beyond Citadel. And the reason why I want to show you these two games side by side is because both of them are the same price. Currently, Beyond Citadel is on a 10% sale, overwhelmingly positive reviews. That's $13.49, with the full asking price is $15, while the original, The Citadel, is $15. So both are the same thing. The reason why I'm showing it side by side is because there was a couple of people asking that had played the previous The Citadel, what is the difference? Me, personally, after playing both demos and both games, well, I don't have both games, I played both demos multiple times. The way that I got it through my experience of playing these games were, one is more like the bare bones, like first project before it started getting flushed out and made better with Beyond Citadel. With this one, you have this weird like reloading to where you just press the R button to reload your gun individually for each bullet, and then you have an alt fire for all the different guns. The pistol has an axe that you slash down, while the machine gun you're seeing here, you can go and use the iron sight, but it's not very like flushed out. It's not very like in detail to where it actually shows the sight of the gun and the buttstock and whatever else. It just shows like a weird silhouette of an iron sighted gun. And of course you have the different guns, the shotgun, the assault rifle, the pistol, the axe, or which they call the Forgiver, and then they have the chain gun and some other ones as you see here. What I'm going to show you with the Beyond Citadel is the difference between this one and the new one, which came out January 2nd, 2025. And Beyond Citadel is the more flushed out version than the original. And my understanding from this is that not only is it flushed out, but what they did was it has the same mechanics as the game called Receiver. And Receiver had this really weird type of mechanic to where you can have like an authentic experience using a gun or a firearm. So they have different modes of play. What I'm going to show you is the one that I've been using the most, which is X to unload the magazine, C to cock the hammer back of your gun, and then R to reload it. And this is definitely one of the things I like about this game. It's one of the other aspects as well that's pretty nice to play in some of these boomer shooter type games, being able to unload your gun by itself, cock the hammer back, or even get rid of a jam that if you have one, because there are jams in this game. When you play on the harder difficulties, you'll see them a lot happen, whether it be your shotgun, your lever action rifle, or even your pistol here. And there's two different pistols I'd use. One is the red dot that you see here with 10 magazine, and the other one is a higher power pistol, which is a revolver that you could actually press the right button and you can cock the hammer back before you fire it, or you can hold down the left mouse button when you're aiming and hold the hammer back before you fire it and let go. Another thing, when you get past the Citadel and you're going into this giant pyramid thing that has a beam coming out of it, you have to go and talk to some people that will help you out that are NPCs that sell things to you, whether it be ammo or upgrade your weapon from a repair bench or being able to repair the weapon itself. The lower the durability of your weapon, the harder it is to shoot because the jamming will happen more often. So it's always nice to use the Forgiver, or Forgiven, which is the giant axe I'm currently using, to be able to chop things up and even kill harder targets. For example, there's an enemy in the game that's full of metal, and he shoots at you with a flamethrower or a machine gun, and he can't die to bullets. So instead, the Forgiven axe, which I'm currently using, or rather switched to, my lever action rifle, was able to destroy that but none of my guns. But that's just one of the harder units you have to deal with when you obviously have the officers and some of the other kind of weird cultists that throw these like bottles or axes at you, kind of like the game Cultic, where they're throwing axes at you from afar because they have nothing else besides the axes in their hands. Then you have the spiders that kind of jump on you or spit stuff, and then you have some other units that are harder to deal with, including a boss that looks like a giant like blob monster that shoots beams and machine guns at you. My take with this game so far is that I love the gunplay, and when they talk about realistic shooting, that is what they mean. For reloading, for aiming the gun, for dealing with jams, and then you have to deal with your own character. On the bottom left side of the screen, you see a red bar, a blue bar, and a kind of like teal or green bar. Going from red all the way down to teal, you have your health, which is the red. You have the blue, which is oxygen that gives you stamina and some other things. And then you have hunger. Hunger will eventually make you start taking health damage. If you don't have like enough crackers or whatever type of food you currently have in the game, then you're going to start taking health damage all the way till you completely die. The one thing I forgot to mention was the enemies, and in the first one, they didn't really do this compared to the second one, and sometimes if you shoot them or wound them to a specific point, say these soldiers here, or even the harder units that have machine guns, sometimes they will survive their actual gunshot wounds or losing an arm and a leg, and they will kind of like go through this agony phase of breathing really deeply, or trying to, hold on to their body from whatever wound they have. Sometimes they'll die immediately, other times they'll linger for a time before they completely go, and then there's the mercy killings, which is you take a bullet and blow their brains off. But the thing I talk about with this is that it's not really seen very often. I don't see it very much in Sulfur or Sulaco or even Cultic, to where they kind of linger for a time. And sometimes they will pull their gun out and shoot at you. The reason why I talk about this is because in the first one, you didn't see a whole lot of lingering people around when you got shot. In this one, there's a lot of that. I mean, whether it be blown up with a grenade, shot with a shotgun, and even harder difficulties, like on hard mode, for example, if you shoot at them, they're not going to instantly die from a shotgun blast point blank range. They're going to take a hit, turn red, and then you shoot them again, then they die. And there's other units too that become more difficult for whatever guns you have. Like I said beforehand, you have other NPCs in this game that have like this weird machine on their body. They'll always be different. Or your brother that has like this weird cloth around him, and they have different stores you can buy stuff. Whether it be a scope on your lever action rifle, whether it be a choke for your shotgun, maybe even be able to fan your 44 Magnum, whichever. And then you could buy the ammunition, the actual hunger that you need your food, the oxygen to get your stamina up, and your health or blood bags to be able to heal up. But my understanding of this game is that not only does it have this kind of crazy mechanic of unjamming your gun, shooting it, reloading it, having to deal with other people that are coming after you, the harder units, such as the cultists, as well as the armored units that have machine guns that fire at you from afar, the turrets that have actually armor plating on the front, and you have to take them out with grenades, the normal officers, and then of course one of the bosses you fight, which I think is the Trumpeter Angel of Death, but you have to cleanse them by using a thermonuclear device or a detonator that blows up the entire area into a flashing bright light, and then when you're done, the demo's over. In closing, before the video ends, my takeaway from Beyond Citadel and The Citadel, the original, all the way up to the new one now, which is Beyond, is that if you want to try either of them, they both have demos that people can play, but if you want to pick them up, Beyond Citadel has the sale until January 16th, 2025 of $13.49, when the full asking price is the same as the original, which is $15. I personally, whenever I get some money, will probably pick up Beyond Citadel because I had some fun playing the demo, and I did like playing with all the different guns, with all the different weird kind of mechanics on the guns themselves, as well as the alt fires, like the chain gun had a flamethrower, and the rifle had a beam that when you shocked them, they would actually show their skeleton, and then in the center where their crotch was, would be like a glowing blue light before they exploded. But that's been me, and this has been another video of Beyond Citadel. I've been One Nut Punch. Thanks for watching. I'll see everybody later.